Zscaler admin portals. Now I know in the past Zscaler's got a bit of a bad rap when it comes to having lots of different portals for different tools, different services and products from Zscaler. So I'm just going to explain the past, the present and the future of administering and accessing the different Zscaler products and kind of why we're in the position we're in today with the different platform components and kind of an explanation as to the way forward. So on the screen here, I'm going to run through a very basic diagram and then I'll log into my lab environment and just show you some of the things we're going to talk about next. So on the screen, I've got an admin laptop. So I'm a Zscaler admin. I'm a super admin. You know, I'm going to manage all these different things that we've bought from Zscaler, and I can log into the admin portal directly. So I can go to ZIA, Zscaler Internet Access, admin.zscaler.net. Now Zscaler.net might be different for you. There are different clouds. Zscaler doesn't put all of its customers in one place for obvious reasons. I can also log directly in on my laptop in my web browser to Zscaler Private Access. And my cloud again is zpa2.net. Yours may differ. And same rules apply for connector. I need to provide a way to connect to some of my things through ZPA, so you also get this other portal as well to manage the connectors called connector.zscaler.net. From both ZPA and ZIA admin portals, you can log into the ZCC portal. ZCC portal is what it says on the tin. It's to configure the client side, the app side, the user side of Zscaler, relevant to connecting to the things that you're sitting behind ZIA and ZPA, right? And there's a button now where you can toggle the UI to the new user interface. So it's actually got two different GUIs as well on the mobile admin / ZCC portal. So already it's getting a little bit confusing and it keeps repeating like this. So as the platform's grown over the years, ZDX came along, Business Insights, and we've got Risk 360 and various others as well. These are the most common portals, the most common parts of the Zscaler cloud platform. And the way it works really is that kind of these are the core products in terms of connectivity and security. So if you think about your SWIG, your CASB solution, your SSE, ZTNA obviously on the ZPA side, and all of this has a layer of logging that actually plays into the other solutions, the BA suite, the business analytics. And on the BA side of things, we've got performance on Zscaler Digital Experience, or ZDX, hand in hand with looking at the performance of things to make sure the user experience is behaving correctly. Reporting, so in BI, we've got business insights into things like the apps used throughout your business, where they're being used from. And then finally, Risk 360 is more of a conversation about quantifiable risk, scoring against industry peers, and steps you can take to improve that score. Now, each one of these could easily be a video in its own right, or multiple videos even. So that isn't the purpose of this session. This video is purely to explain the difference between all the different portals and kind of what's happening. There are actually more if you think about apptotal.zscaler.com and so on. The way forwards is something that's been around for a little while now, actually. I can't tell you the exact amount of time off the top of my head. I think it might be coming up to about a year even. We've got Z Identity in the mix now. So an admin can log directly into company.zslogin.net. So obviously that would be your company name, your company domain.zslogin.net. And from there you can actually single sign on to all of these things. So you can get to ZIA, ZPA, the Zscaler Client Connector portal, everything else. They would basically be represented as a tile in Z Identity, depending on your admin account privileges. So there's more granular control around role-based access control for that as well. And then there's a new GUI on top. So we have Experience Center from Zscaler, available through console.zscaler.com. And the cool thing about this URL is it's not cloud specific, it's not customer specific, this is a generic URL. So instead of having 7+ portals to remember, you've essentially got one now. So you go to console.zscaler.com. You can actually get to Z Identity through the Experience Center portal. So really, you just need to go to Experience Center. And actually, in adopting Z Identity and Experience Center, you unlock OneAPI, which is the same logic, but for the APIs. So the exposed APIs, the interfaces that you have credentials and automation interacting with on a product by product basis. So in years gone by, you might have things talking to ZIA, things talking to ZPA. Going forward, you would have this one API, which is going to be the leading way to interact infrastructure as code perspective on Zscaler services. This is Z Identity for administrators in my lab environment. So I've gone to my domain name bscaler, which is my fake company for demonstration purposes, .zslogin.net, and been presented with a login screen. So I've provided my administrative login credentials and click next, and then it will go away and find my tenant and my IDP configuration. And then I get logged in. So these are the tiles, the tile interface that I referenced in the diagram walkthrough a moment ago. So we've got ZIA, we've got ZPA, we've got all the different things that my specific tenant has entitled licensing for. So I've got deception broken out as a separate portal here as well, which is really nice. ZDX, we've got a link to the Zscaler Trust portal, Z Identity Administration itself to administer the portal we're actually looking at. And actually, helpfully, there's a link here to the Experience Center as well. So if I click on that, it'll take us through to console.zscaler.com. And here you'll see how the admin user interface is totally different. It's been massively changed and upgraded for the better. So you've got all kinds of things here on the landing page in the form of a dashboard. You've even got some solution content to help you learn about the different products and how they work as well, which is fantastic. And then if we go to administration at the top here, you can see how things are logically arranged in terms of the admin management. We've got identity. So if we click on that, this is where I talked about the shortcut or the link back to Z Identity. So, like I said, in theory, you could just only come to console.zscaler.com as your first one-stop shop for Zscaler. If you wanted to get to Z Identity, you could do that here, and then you could use the different tiles from that particular portal. And the search across this is across both ZIA and ZPA. So if I was looking for policy, it actually searches across ZIA and ZPA, which is quite powerful. So you don't have to switch between different portals trying to find, oh, it's actually a redirection policy for private access that I'm looking to configure. And you can see the path of where these things live in the search results as well, which is great. So this is the difference. If you're familiar with ZIA and ZPA admin portals compared to the Experience Center, this is a very welcome upgrade, and I highly recommend it.